Hello KBR, this is Charlie Grab, the summer intern for the Rockwell Automation Philadelphia territory. Yesterday I was in the KBR location in Newark with the Rockwell Automation team and the KBR team, demoing the new E300 electronic overload relay. Unfortunately, my demo did not work the way I would have liked it to, due to faults that I hadn't seen before, so I wasn't able to really show the full capacity of the E300. But I promised you a video, so here is my video demo of the E300 electronic overload relay. So just like yesterday, I have my controller going back through Ethernet to my laptop running Studio 5000. Over here I have my E300 demo, which is comprised of an E300 contactor and an HMI. So the HMI has an on, off, and reset that I'll be using to engage the contactor through the E300. So the HMI is wired back through here, up out of here into this expansion module, and from the expansion module back to E300. I also have my trusty hair dryer, and by hair dryer I mean motor, that I will be overloading to demo the E300. So first off, I will be able to engage the contactor now, which wasn't working yesterday, by hitting the on button. There you go. So what's actually going on there is a little bit of code I wrote in ladder logic up here. So I can turn it off now, reset it, so you can see that when I engage that on button, it'll engage the coil over here. So now that's up and running, let's go to the add-on profile. So the add-on profile is part of the Rockwell Automation Premier integration strategy. So if you're using a Rockwell controller, control objects with an E300, you get the add-on profile. So the add-on profile makes it really easy to configure the device. So here you can set up like the serial IP address. But if we go over here to the overload protection, you can set up your trip class, your full load amperage, your reset level, so after you've overloaded, how much the thermal capacity usage has to go down before you can restart the device, and a warning level. So if the E300 gets to 85% of its thermal capacity usage, which is determined through an algorithm based on your full load amperage and your trip class, it'll let you know that the motor is heating up and that maybe you want to ease off that motor before a trip occurs to prevent downtime. So I can say OK here. Another nice feature of Premier integration is that all of the useful tags for using the E300 already have useful names. So in configuration, you can see here that we have the full load amperage set to 5 amps, the trip class set to 10, go through the phases, you can see that the reset level here is 85. So you can do all this in the add-on profile, but you can also see it in tag form. So we can go to the inputs here. So with the inputs, again, same thing, get useful information for all of these. So operator station present lets you know if there is an operator station speaking with the E300. If we go down to the overload inputs, so here you can see that the thermal capacity usage is currently at 7%. You can see the average percent full load amperage and the average current. So I'm going to turn on my hair dryer to the low setting. And on the low setting, you can see that it's pulling 67.5% of the full load amperage that we set on the add-on profile. You can see that we're pulling 3.37 amps on average. And you can see that the thermal capacity usage is going up, but very steadily and slowly. And it's not going to go up to 100. Now, if I switch to the high setting on the hair dryer, you'll see that the thermal capacity usage is climbing quickly. We're at 257% of the full load amperage, and we're pulling an average current very close to 13 amps. So I wish I could speed along the video here to get to 100% of thermal capacity usage, but we can't, so we'll just have to wait a little bit. What will happen is that the contactor will disengage. I will then have to reset the E300 using the HMI, and then we're going to be able to watch as the thermal capacity goes back down to see when it's safe to reset it. There you go. So the contactor is disengaged, and now we can just wait for the thermal capacity usage to climb back down. So I hope this was useful. I apologize that I'm filming it on my cell phone. I don't have any better filming equipment. I think that is it. So thank you for your time, and have a great weekend.